Many of my condolences to everybody going back to school. I know it's a living hell. I spent a good part of my life sitting there in school, hating life. Oh, God. Oh, sure, there were a few teachers that stimulated you. But for the most part, there was a bunch of maggots. Maggots! Maggots! Hiding from the real world behind the guise of teachership. Yeah, they can't get anybody their own age to listen to them. They can't get anybody else their own age to follow what they say. So they get a bunch of kids there so they can stand up there and feel powerful. Well, let me tell you something. Yucca-puck. We got your number. I am to this day scarred by a teacher I had because he humiliated me. Some teachers use humiliation as a tool. Mr. Fenster. Remember him? I tell you about Mr. Fenster. I started out in school, and this guy used to have this whole class say, "Good morning, Mr. Fenster." He liked us to say it in unison. He liked for us to say it like we were little kids. "Good morning, Mr. Fenster." This was in high school, mind you. One day, right at the beginning of school, I'm saying hi to guys I haven't seen in a long time. He walks in, everybody whips around and says, "Good morning, Mr. Fenster." And I'm still talking. He looks at me, he says, "Nino, you got something against me? You turn and suddenly don't like me over the side?" I said, "Well, no, sir. Good morning, Mr. Fenster." He said, "It was too late. It was too late. What were you doing?" I said, "Well, I didn't see you come in. What were you doing?" "Well, I was talking." "Are you supposed to talk before the period?" "Well, no, I'm not really supposed to talk before the... Why were you talking?" "Well, I had something." "Oh, I couldn't wait till after the class." You like to violate my rules. One of those kind of guys, So he looked at me. He finally said, "All right, well, just so you don't forget, it's a new year. Maybe you need reprogramming. For the first month of this semester, I'd like you every morning after the class says good morning, you can privately stand up at attention and say, 'Good morning, Mr. Fenster,' all by yourself." And so I had to do that. Every day he'd walk into the room, everybody say good morning, and then I'd have to stand up and say, "Good morning, Mr. Fenster," with my face flushing, with Betty Jo Bielowski staring at me, humiliated in front of my buddies, embarrassed in front of my girlfriends. I resolved I was gonna get Fenster. If it took the rest of my life, if it took every breath, every cent I had. The answer came to me one day. As I saw him drive the parking lot. It was so simple. He just got in his car and drove away. And I saw which car it was. A lot of people say, "Well, what could you do as a high school boy? You had no knowledge, really, of bombs to hook up to the ignition, or no access to automatic weapons to lean out of a window." No, that's all too traceable, The answer was so simple. Fenster lived on a winding road that led away from the school. And one day, when they had parent-teacher meetings, and he was going to be staying late, I went down to the parking lot with my lug wrench. So simple. Available at any hardware store for $2.98. And I popped off those hubcaps on his stinking car. Yeah! And I loosened those lug nuts on every stinking tire. Coldly, methodically. I listened to them so they were only on there by maybe one turn. One turn per tire! And then I went to where the road wound. Into a sharp turn. And I waited with my binoculars. It was so simple. Sure enough, I saw that stinking car coming down the hill with Fenster behind the wheel. I watched so eagerly, so delightedly, feeling almost a sense of arousal as that yucca-puck tried to make the turn, and all four wheels fell right off. Yes! Oh, it was so sweet, and as he rolled end over end down the hill, I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Good morning, Mr. Fenster!"